Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we're going to hop right on into it and regards a little bit of a discussion here for our thoughts and opinions here for the book of Boba Fett, episode 5, or should we rather much say, The Mandalorian, chapter 17. Of course, we very well do go pretty deep on into it in our episode 5 breakdown that I just released yesterday, of course, depending on when you're watching this video. So head on over there if you haven't already and check that out as well. There's, of course, tons of different things to say here about the Book of Boba Fett episode 5 here regarding the Mandalorian and his return. Was a little bit too much, however, though, is a question that is being proposed out there. And, well, of course, depending on which Star Wars fan you're asking, it just kind of varies on exactly what they would think. For some people, it was a little bit much, as seeing Boba Fett didn't even appear anywhere in this episode. And, of course, already seemingly, I am already perplexed on this whole idea, as I have mentioned it multiple times throughout our episode breakdown. It's like having a Harry Potter movie without Harry Potter. It's like having a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. It just is weird, and it doesn't exactly make complete sense. But for whatever reason, they were able to kind of pull it off, actually. And I don't even want to say kind of. They did. They really did pull it off with this, in this case, in the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, and really bringing together and merging together the Mandalorian universe here as a whole. And for that, it helps, but it doesn't help at the same time. It helps because it lets us escape, for one thing, the sand desert of Tatooine, and escape all of that type of stuff. It felt like it was just kind of repetitive, almost to a point, and many fans were kind of getting discouraged here with what we were getting here for the Book of Boba Fett. Slow episodes, and of course, much backlash that was here, there, and everywhere else. It's something I haven't really touched too much here on this overall channel, of course, except for episode 3, and that extremely slow speeder chase. Many fans, of course, were talking about that. And even then, to be completely honest with you guys, if you have heard in that episode review for chapter 3, it really wasn't that bad in my own thoughts and opinions. However, another aspect to bring in is, why are these fans backlashing and turning their backs against Boba Fett, but as soon as the Mandalorian shows up, they're all gung-ho for it, and they're exactly here for it? Make it make sense. It just really doesn't, in my own thoughts and opinions, and I'm trying to have a tough time here to really, I guess, grasp that overall concept of how fans are going to turn their backs pretty much for the first half of this overall show, of the season of the show, and then as soon as we get something good, they're all here for it, and it's something that is kind of confusing and angering at the same time. Another quality, before we go into the qualities that I really do like about this episode, I mean, there's pretty much like a 25-minute video out there about episode 5, our breakdown here, aka here on the channel if you haven't already, talking about essentially everything I did like about this episode, but I felt like I needed to kind of speak out on this in some type of sense, in some type of manner. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything like that, or put it down or anything like that, but it's a lot like when Andrew Garfield, spoiler alert for Spider-Man No Way Home, when Andrew Garfield returns for his Spider-Man return after years of being pretty much essentially just hated on from The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and if for whatever reason you guys are into Marvel, I'll have my Marvel channel linked down in the description down below. He then, of course, returns for Spider-Man No Way Home, and boom, just like that, everybody absolutely loves his character of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, the way he portrays him, and his overall actor as a whole himself, and are furthermore even trying to campaign for The Amazing Spider-Man 3 to be made. It's kind of like that, and can very well kind of be compared to that. I mean, I'm having a perplexed issue here on having this show be about Boba Fett, and somehow at the same time this show not being about Boba Fett, and at the same time it's really good without Boba Fett. Other than that, you guys can probably understand my problem with that, is how are they going to exactly do this, and it's perplexing, but it's unique at the same time, because this is something that we've never actually seen out there in the movie industry as a whole and movie history. And of course, as I had just mentioned only a couple of moments ago, there's like literally a 25-minute video out there about me talking about how much I loved episode 5, aka our breakdown and review, theories and suspicions and speculations towards the end of the video, of course, over there, here on the channel. It was the most previous video, go check it out. But of course, as I have already mentioned plenty of times, I absolutely love everything about this show and love absolutely everything about episode 5. I don't really have any problems with it. I think my problem lies within the fans and the Star Wars community as a whole, which, of course, if you're a Star Wars fan, you would know that Star Wars haters are Star Wars fans, and that most of the issues that perplex around Star Wars and the Star Wars franchise comes from the fans themselves, me and myself included. This is kind of almost like a little bit of a rant video, something I've never actually really done before. I'm just kind of a little bit perplexed, and I felt like Boba was actually kind of done dirty to an extent, but as well, there's many benefits to having an entirety of an episode, a 50-minute episode, mind you, revolve around the Mandalorian and Din Djarin and his character. It's something that's very well much needed, and something that honestly cannot wait for the Mandalorian Season 3, especially if they're planning to bring in this character Din Djarin here for the Book of Boba Fett and its last couple of episodes, and for him to play such a significant role. I feel like that something like this, having a 50-minute complete episode revolve around this character, is honestly much needed to see where he's been, what he's been doing, how he's been doing, and where he would be leaded over here to work with Boba Fett and Fennec Shand in the future. So really, at the end of story here, and at the end of the day, I absolutely love this overall episode. I've mentioned my different issues on how I feel like Boba was kind of almost done dirty in this type of sense of rather than trying to develop Boba Fett's character and how to make him a better character and how to actually make fans actually like him. They went ahead and spent an entire episode away from him, and for that matter, it very well could make fans want to come crawling back over to Boba Fett. Not that the Mandalorian is a bad character in any sense whatsoever. At the end of the day, we're all Star Wars fans, and this is something that's very heavily kind of done in the community, is where we all like to discuss and talk about Star Wars, and furthermore kind of rant about the different highs and lows of it, even if it's opinionated. It's definitely something that's much needed to develop the Mandalorian in his character, of course, before they bring in his character to play a more significant and larger role within the Book of Boba Fett. But where was Boba? I felt like he was just a little left out of the picture too much here, and for that reason, I feel like I'm almost torn in half. Let me know of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. I could honestly talk about this for hours and hours on end, but I don't want to take up too much time, so definitely let me know what you guys all think in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think about this overall episode. Of course, we all know it was amazing, but for the Book of Boba Fett, was it amazing? The question remains, and I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, as it really does help the channel, and check out Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more Star Wars related content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.